Guys, you got to stop beating your wives. You're scaring the hoes. You shouldn't be able to force children to marry. That is sad that we have to have that printed on a pamphlet. Pissing in a cup at a festival and throwing it over a crowd of people. That's UK culture. The government has started handing out pamphlets telling newly arrived asylum seekers that women are people too, and both the left and the right are up in arms at whose fault this is. Now, this isn't a fantastic look if you cross the channel on a dinghy and the first thing you get is a pamphlet going, hey, please don't grape women. And the fact that I have to call it grape, by the way, is really, really shit. Has a fruit ever had a worse PR crisis than the humble grape? You now can't say, I enjoy grape. Me and my friends love nothing more than sitting around and graping with each other. We can't grape anymore. If you go, I want to go have a grape juice. I'm feeling a bit parched and a grape juice will help me get through my day. You sound like you're trying to power up on the powers of molestation. So really, we've got to say RIP to the grape. We can't say it anymore. So this episode is dedicated to the grape. This pamphlet has been handed out to let people arriving in this country know that women are people too. They're being handed out and a lot of people are up in arms about it. And again, people are making this point that this happens all across the country, and it does. There's adverts on public transport that are basically going, lads, you're scaring the hoes. I don't think anyone who was ever going to commit a sexual assault is stopped by an advert telling you not to. I don't think anyone handed a pamphlet going, do not, grab a woman and drag her into the back of a van is going to get a pamphlet and go, oh, right. Am I not meant to do that? Like there's adverts out and about saying like, guys, don't spike the girls, as if some guy has a load of pills on him and goes, ah, fuck. The advert on the bus told me not to do it. Let's see what these pamphlets have said. In the UK, men and women have equal rights. This is an important part of UK culture. Now, I would argue it's part of not necessarily an important part of UK culture. When you think of UK culture, you think of more when a glass is dropped in a pub, you go, hey, that's UK culture. Let's not act like UK culture is rights for everybody all of the time. UK culture is more, we drive on this side of the road even though the world doesn't. Go fuck yourselves, even though it would be much more simple to change it. We want everyone else to change for us. Fuck you, we're not changing. That's UK culture. When you think of UK culture, you think of pissing in a cup at a festival and throwing it over a crowd of people. That's UK culture. What it is going to Boomtown, walking back while everyone's trying to sleep in their tent, going, Alan!
Alan! Alan! Alan!
Alan! And waking everyone. That's UK culture. If I went to you, right, what do you think UK culture is? The first thing you're going to say isn't rights for women. Not what it is, okay? It's the right to annoy as many people as possible at once. That's what being British is. Female genital mutilation and forcing a child to marry are serious crimes in the UK. Now, this isn't ideal to have on a pamphlet to people just arriving. This doesn't look good. I mean, fair play for finding the fucking clitoris in the first place. I mean, if I was to go and lop it off, I'd just lop off a bit of the belly button. But yeah, you shouldn't be able to force children to marry. That is sad that we have to have that printed on a pamphlet. We got rid of the Argos catalogue, and now we've got a catalogue going, do not force children to marry. This is the one I find interesting. You should not take photographs or videos of someone without their consent. Tell that to fucking Zuckerberg and Meta. Give that pamphlet to the billionaires who are giving out Meta glasses, these perv glasses where people can just go and film people, them chatting them up without their consent. Because whenever I see these Meta glasses campaign, it's always someone putting on a Meta glasses and then they go down the Matterhorn on a snowboard and it's like, you can film yourself. Really? Is that who's using Meta glasses? Is that who's getting on the Meta glasses trend? No. It's perverts who walk around Leicester Square chatting up women and uploading it without their consent. The government should ban Meta glasses. You shouldn't be able to use them to film But it is going to cause so many issues, as well as the rise of AI. Any AI stuff you have, there should be a warning saying this is AI made because our 65-year-old grandparents who can't fucking work out the difference between an AI video of refugees arriving at Downing Street on a tidal wave and Andy Burnham opening the door going, "Mushallah, brothers, come on in," and your boomer parents fucking watch it and go, "He's gone too far this time," and then you have to explain what AI is, and they no, look, it's on my Facebook feed as well as a video of a child doing a backflip. What a talented kid, why don't you do that? And you have to go, no, it's AI. There needs to be things going, this is AI, but the government aren't going to do it. Instead, they're going to hand out pamphlets and act like they're doing something, because that's what our government does. They don't really give a fuck. They don't really care about what's going on. And look, I understand you're doing this. You're trying to get people to integrate into the country, and people are up in arms, and there's all this trend at the moment that it becomes this commercialized thing that it's these people attacking women. No, it's these people attacking. So the right go, no, it's all these migrants arriving, they're the ones attacking women. And then the left's counter argument is like, well, what about men who beat their wives after the football? And the right go, well, Saka should have scored the penalty then. And look, they've got a point. This is the problem with being a guy and trying to speak on this subject, is if you go, hey, maybe men are the issue, you sound like one of those guys who wears "this is what a feminist looks like" t-shirt, who's the same guy as the meta wearing glasses person, by the way. They're the same thing. It's this performative thing that men are doing to try and trick women into this weird power dynamic so they can get laid. That's what it is. And Reform Zahir Yusuf has then put out a thing saying this is the pamphlet they've put out, which is them saying you will be deported. There's no heart anymore. This is one of the issues. Like, nobody, it seems to me, is like listening to women. There was this woman who did a really good report where she did investigative journalism about her being harassed on the tube, because this is what the government does. It's like, we're going to deal with this. Look, I think, like, if you come from another country and you commit a sex crime, it's perfectly reasonable to go, you're going to be deported. And then to people in this country, you should go to jail. But our government doesn't send people in this country to jail because the Crown Prosecution Service barely ever charges anyone with these crimes. It's really easy for people to get off on them. If you cross over into a fucking bus lane and owe the government 80 quid, you bet your ass they're going to have enough evidence to get you. They'll send people around. If you harass someone on the tube, I guarantee the first thing the government are going to do is check if you've tapped in or out. That's the first thing they're going to look for. Have you tapped in before you've committed a sex crime? You might have committed a sex crime, but you owe us 8 quid. What else have they added to this pamphlet? Let's hear this.
Sex with someone under the age of 16 is a serious crime in the UK. There are no exceptions to this rule. Even if they say yes, it's still illegal.
The fact they've said no exception, as if someone's like given a really good argument, that the government's had to go, no exceptions, none whatsoever. It's weird that it's fucking 16. I know that's the legal age, but couldn't they have said that a bit older? Just to be like, hey, 16, but also it's weird if you're like 25 and they've got the word teen in the age. So like, go a bit higher. This is just a bad look for everyone. There are people out there who want you to believe that everyone who arrives here, they want your job and they want to grab you and drag you into a bush, right? And so the government are trying to now like have to placate to these people, because to stay in power, they have to win votes. So the way they've done that is handed out a pamphlet going, don't fuck the kids. The government has gone, guys, we're on it. We're fixing it. We know a lot of you think that everyone here, because every news story that's being shared on an algorithm where Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, and everyone is colluding with each other to create this far-right conservative thing where we're going to make you hate everyone ever because it allows us to divide and conquer you all, so you stop actually working with each other and allow tech oligarchies to run the world eventually. We know that the weather is fucking frightening at the minute, and that if you look over at the parks that used to be green are now orange, and we have to send out an alert going, do not have a barbecue because you will kill everyone ever. That alert thing, by the way, was for nuclear warfare. And we've fucked it so bad that they're now using a thing that was, hey, Russia have finally had enough and launched the nuke. We've used it to go, no more barbecues in summer. Andy Burnham sent a broadcast message, like on WhatsApp, going, lads, no barbecues. It has caused so much more upset and hysteria. Personally, I would go to the migrants when they arrive here. I would go, look at the parks. Do you want to be here? You're not going to be able to make shish kebab in the park anymore. That's over. You want to put a bit of flatbread on a barbecue and warm it up in the park? You're not going to be able to because you'll burn the place to the ground. I was in Blackpool once and there were literal signs up going, guys, you got to stop beating your wives. Like, maybe the problem is men. We're not educating people in schools. We're not talking to men about young age about consent. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of power dynamics that goes on with these things. People don't feel any control in their lives and they take it out on those closest to them. That's one of the things. There's accounts you can follow. Like, when women live with a man, their chances of being murdered go up so substantially. And the way we're counteracting all of this is a fucking pamphlet. You've got manosphere stuff on your phone all day, every day, telling you that women need to shut the fuck up and listen. That's going to young men. People aren't learning mathematics because they're having to go, boys, you can't tell women to shut the fuck up, no matter how much you want to. You can't do it. It's fucked.
Even if you're a family member, like a husband, father, or brother, you must never make decisions for a woman without her agreement.
It needs to be more specific because women do like spontaneity. To play devil's advocate here, have you ever asked a woman what she wants for dinner? Have you ever gone, I want to take out? Yeah, what would you like? Oh, I don't know. Shall we get a Chinese? No. Shall we get pizza? No. What about sushi? No. Sometimes you have to go, we're ordering McDonald's, okay? That's what we're doing. Because otherwise we're going to starve to death. It needs to be a little bit more, don't force them into a cupboard. Because if you get here, as a guy culturally grows up going, I'm never going to make a decision, then you're going to have a woman go, why do you never plan the date? And be like, well, I was waiting, you know, I want to run it all by you. No, sometimes you need to be a little bit spontaneous. Not to be facetious, but they need to be more specific. You see, what they got right with the genital mutilation one there, which is a weird sentence, was they went, don't do it. And we can all agree with that. Now, again, as I've said, spontaneity is a little bit like, oh, I've booked us Hawksmoor. It's not, you're marrying your cousin, and that's the end of it. I feel like what we all need to agree on, left, right, centre, whatever, is the world is pretty unsafe for women. Like the fact that they can get married to a guy who can end up abusing them, or people can take women and financially own them, gaslight them. There can be all of these things that can happen. And instead, the right are blaming people they don't like. The left are blaming people they don't like. And the problem is like, yeah, there's guys out there who are pieces of shit. Like that is a male issue. We should all come together and go, yeah, fuck those guys. Here's what my pamphlet would say. If you are arriving from another country, first and foremost, you do not need to have a loud phone call on the train in your native language. If you are going to do it, can you please do it in English so I can then eavesdrop? If I get on the train and you're having a loud phone call in a second language, at least put something in it for me. I don't want to learn Ukrainian to understand you're having a domestic with your wife. I want to hear it, okay? The other thing I would say is, have your card ready to tap into the tube. Now, this isn't for the immigrants. This is more for Spanish tourists. If you are a Spanish tourist, you don't all need to line up by the barrier. You can line up outside the station to go into it, okay? I know to you guys, time is just this construct where you might work, you might not. But you don't need to block me from getting into Victoria Station by just all congregating. Ja, 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 ja. Get the fuck out of the way. Spanish tourists are doing more for reform than anyone in this country. Just move out of the way. I understand when we go to Spain, we take liberties, all right? Deck chairs go through windows. We're going to put a punch machine in the restaurant. We won't even learn dos cerveza, por favor. Believe me, I've been away with the British. We're a fucking nightmare. If you truly are upset about mass migration, you should be doing more to help the environment than anything right now, because that's going to cause bits of the world are going to become uninhabitable. This is fucking terrifying to live through. Parks are about to go ablaze. But we need the data centers, apparently, because they need to do my job. That was it. We all thought we were going to get a cure cancer with AI. No, we're going to get AI comedians. Isn't that lovely? It seems that a lot of this country only care about women's issues when they're able to be xenophobic to another group of people. That seems to be what it is. The government handing out pamphlets, I don't know what the fuck that does. I think it's the way the government just, you know... The government tried to do stuff with saving the amount of money because we spent all the money on closing libraries down and giving it to the bankers. So there's no fucking money left. The sky's about to be on fire. We're going to live through eco-fascism. Anyway, buy tickets to my special, I guess. That's the main takeaway from this show. If you want to come watch me do live stand-up, it's as cheery as this. But thank God they're stopping female genital mutilation by handing out a booklet. What a condescending fucking booklet this is. I don't know if it's done any good for anyone other than just, become a weaponized way to attack a group of people. That's the show for this week. Don't marry kids.